All right, we're trying a slightly different angle today. Welcome back to the Carnivore Cast YouTube channel. My name is Scott Myslinski. I'm the host of the Carnivore Cast podcast, all about a meat-based diet and lifestyle by carnivores for carnivores. And today we are talking about social situations on carnivore. How do you handle them? How do you eat around others? How do you handle social events? How do you handle a family who might not be 100% carnivore, or a spouse or partner? Or roommates. So I want to start by saying there are psychological aspects of this and there are practical tips I can give. So a lot of people just struggle with the psychological barrier of, am I going to be seen as an other or different, or are people going to question my eating or judge me? And I'm going to feel isolated, and that's totally natural. I just want to acknowledge that I have had those feelings. Everyone has those feelings. To ignore those feelings or say that, you just shouldn't care what other people think is, I think, not great advice, because everyone cares what others think. It's natural human tendency. We're social creatures, and eating is a very social behavior. But that said, I think by understanding some of the psychological factors that contribute, we can better conquer these challenges together. Before I get started, please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Feel free to share it with others, and also comment down below how you handle social situations on carnivore, or what questions you might have about how to eat around others or eat with others on carnivore. I'd love to hear from you. So number one on social situations on carnivores, understand that everyone around you is almost definitely more concerned about themselves than you. And what I mean by that is, if you think people are judging you and watching you and looking to what you eat, realize that they are way more in their own heads about themselves and thinking, oh, should I be eating that way? Am I abnormal, or am I inferior because I'm not eating the way that person is? Then they are thinking, oh, wow, that person's weird for what they eat. They're much more concerned with themselves than they are about you. So if you feel like everyone's watching you and everyone's judging you, just realize that they're much more self-concerned than you think. The next thing, and this is more of a practical tip, I would say just don't be in other people's faces about the way you're eating. Don't be negative towards them about eating carbs or sugar. Let everyone eat the way they want to eat, and don't say, I'm doing this carnivore. Don't come out and brag about the carnivore diet to them unprompted. It's totally natural if you have strong feelings or affinities for the carnivore diet and you want to share your story, but people often, they don't want to feel inferior and they don't want to be bragged to. So just try to keep it to yourself, and don't be in other people's face about your carnivore diet. Just make it a non-issue. If someone says to you, oh, you're only eating meat, what's going on? Just try to brush it off a little bit. Just try to downplay it. Say, I often make jokes. I'll say something like, oh, I'm watching my figure, or, I just love the meat. I can't get enough of it. Things like that. I don't try to make it a big deal. And I think that can be really helpful. A little comic relief, and just downplaying what's going on can really make others more comfortable. And 99% of the time, it'll end at that. If they want to ask more questions, if they want to inquire, if they want to say, oh, why are you doing that? Then you can reveal a little bit more and let them peel back layers of the onion. But don't come spilling out with, proselytizing this thing you found that's going to change their life and is the best diet in the world, because they'll put up their barriers. Diet is like a religion in a lot of ways, and people can get very defensive very quickly. So that would be my advice there. Then on some more practical tips, I would say have a plan coming in. So if you're going to a special dinner or a social occasion or going out to eat at a restaurant, know what you're going to do before you go. Don't just show up and say, how can I make this work? Now, obviously, sometimes you'll have to do that, but to the extent possible, try to prepare and form a plan. And what I mean by that is you can bring your own food. You can bring a dish to share with others, or just for yourself in a Tupperware, to eat on your own. I know it's not ideal and you'd rather be eating what everyone else is eating, but this this diet is a change in lifestyle. It's a change in your priorities, and if you want to make this important to you, you have to work a little bit. So cook some food beforehand: steak, bacon, deviled eggs, all great things you can bring and share with others. And maybe some jerky or beef sticks or things like that, and either share it or bring something else for other people, maybe that you won't eat, like a fruit salad, something that's easy, and then eat your own food. I've done that many times. Another thing you can do is you can eat up beforehand. You can eat a large amount of meat before going to these events. Fill up on the good stuff, and that way when you get there, you aren't hungry, you aren't tempted, and you don't necessarily need to eat while you're there. I've gone to many restaurants where I know that I could get burger patties or a steak or something easy off the menu if I asked for it, and I do that very often. It's very easy for me to order at restaurants. You just say, just the meat, please, no sides, just plain salt and pepper, nothing else, no seasonings, or I'll just have a burger patty, just the meat, no bun, no vegetables, nothing, no toppings, no sauce, just a plain burger patty, please. And can I get 4 of those? Something like that. That's how you order at a restaurant, but sometimes I'll go and I won't want to do that. I'd prefer to eat more of my own food and fill up and not have to pay $17 for a tiny burger patty. So, that's something I very often do. And then I'll just go and I'll order water or hot water and just say, yeah, I'm really not too hungry right now. And that's fine as well. So that's preparing and having a plan coming into situations. Another thing is just remove yourself from really difficult situations. I know you want to be social and engage with others, but there are certain situations where you want to remove yourself. If you know that people are going out for ice cream, or there's going to be a cupcake tasting or something like that, maybe you can say, hey, I'd love to meet up with you beforehand, or I'd love to go for a walk, or something like that. You can find an alternative, and you don't have to be in social situations that revolve strictly around food. I think that can be really helpful. So those are some of my main tips on carnivore. Social situations. The other topic I just wanted to quickly cover is if you have a spouse or family members who aren't eating this way. Kelly Hogan has a lot of great content on this because her family is not all carnivore. But I know one thing she does is she cooks up a lot of meat, and then she either just makes extra sides like starches and vegetables for her family to eat in addition, or they cook it up themselves, but they're all eating the same meat dish. If your partner is actually openly opposed to the way you're eating only meat, I think that warrants a deeper discussion and saying, hey, I'm trying this for my health. This is really important to me. I want you to be supportive of me, and really explaining your why. I think they'll get it and they'll understand. And similarly with roommates or friends or other family members, if you really explain that you're trying to make this change and be vulnerable to them, they'll understand. Otherwise, they're probably not people you want to have very closely around. But yeah, I would say just try to ask for their help in, keeping snacks out of common areas, allowing you to eat the food you think it will help you feel better. And yeah, don't try to impose it on them again. If they want to try it, that's great. If they want to share in the journey with you, that's great. Offer them some of your food, but don't make them feel like they have to do it too. So those are my tips for social situations on carnivore: eating around others, eating out, and how to handle group settings on carnivore. I'd love to know your best tips for how you eat socially on carnivore, how you've made it work over the years. There are probably a lot of people with better tips and more challenging stories than mine. So please comment down below. Again, like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you're new for more content on the way. And let me know how your World Carnivore Month 2021 is going if you're watching this in January. And check me out on other social media, Carnivore Cast on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And until next time, keep it carnivore. Thanks for tuning in.